threat intelligence? Threat intelligence services, TIS, are important to security teams to fill gaps in their existing collection plans with specialized services that will enhance their existing cyber defense and reduce risk. What is threat intelligence? Threat intelligence is evidence-based knowledge, including context, mechanisms, indicators, implications, and actionable advice about an existing or emerging menace or hazard to assets that can be used to make informed decisions regarding the response to that menace or hazard. In short, threat intelligence is any information that can be correlated with additional information in a manner that allows an organization to improve their security in a tangible manner. For example, if a third-party vendor tells an organization that Anonymous has been launching attacks against other organizations in the same vertical, and provides a list of tools that Anonymous is using to launch these attacks, that is threat intelligence. We need to have assets intelligence and protection since cyber criminals, hackers, and their accomplices, who exchange information and carry out transactions related to illicit activities on the deep web, areas of the web that cannot be reached by search engines, and the dark web, areas that can only be accessed with special software and tools that mask the identity of visitors. Threat intelligence classification can be based on strategy, strategic threat intelligence. Strategic intelligence is intelligence that helps an organization set policy and understand the big picture around threats to the organization. Strategic intelligence tends to be report-based, longer-form intelligence that senior management uses to guide the decision-making process. Based on business, brand, and product exposure. We need to gather threat intelligence about the cyber criminal gangs targeting you and how they run their operations. Organized criminal groups, OCGs, operate just like legitimate businesses in many ways, with a hierarchy of members working as a team to create, operate, and maintain fraud schemes. Criminal services are being sold on underground, the dark web, and criminal communities strengthen cyber criminals and OCGs by giving them access to information, tools, infrastructure, and contract services that multiply their power and reach. Based on physical threats by hacker groups and their TTPs. Analysts monitoring dark web marketplaces can also track the development and sale of hacker tools and exploit kits targeting specific vulnerabilities. Threat intelligence provides key insights on threat actors, their intentions and targets, and their tactics, techniques, and procedures, TTPs. Some of the physical threats could be from hacker groups and their TTPs. These could be PII, leaks personally identifiable information, which is data that can be used to identify, contact, or locate an individual, either alone by itself, example, name, security social number, or combined with other data, example, company and position. Based on risk to supply chains, insider threats. An insider threat is a security risk that originates within the targeted organization. Anyone who has insider knowledge and/or access to the organization's confidential data, IT, or network resources is a potential insider threat. Based on risk relating to cyber attacks, malware and exploits. Malware is typically delivered over a network, though it can also be delivered via physical media, and it is classified by the payload or malicious action it performs. The classifications of malware include worms, trojans, botnets, spyware, and viruses. An exploit is a piece of code, or a program that takes advantage of a weakness, usually vulnerability, in an application or system. Exploits are typically divided into the resulting behavior after the vulnerability is exploited, such as arbitrary code execution, privilege escalation, denial of service, or data exposure. In addition, exploits may be categorized into known and unknown, i.e., zero-day exploits. Tactical threat intelligence. Unlike strategic intelligence, tactical intelligence is focused on the capabilities of the attackers. The purpose of tactical intelligence is to document the TTPs of an adversary in a meaningful way. This documentation can be report-based, but it works best when it is integrated into an incident response platform, example, resilient systems or resolution, a ticketing system, or even a TIP, threat intelligence platform. Based on risk relating to data and IP exposure. These may include IP blacklisting, which is a method used to filter out illegitimate or malicious IP addresses from accessing your networks. Blacklists are lists containing ranges of, or individual IP addresses that you want to block. You can use these lists in combination with firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, IPS, and other traffic filtering tools. Details about devices. This means discovering, at a minimum, devices, firmware version, role, operating system, MAC address, IP address, vulnerabilities, hosts that the device is talking to, and any risky or anomalous behavior associated with the device or its traffic. The more information you can discover about a device, the better the IPB, intelligence preparation of the battlefield, results. Nearly identical domains. Typo squatting involves manipulating the characters in a company's domain name into nearly identical domains. For instance, example, .com might become xnple.com. URL blacklists. A URL blacklist is a list of specific URLs or websites that are categorized as unsafe. When placed on a URL blacklist, your URL is essentially removed from the indexes of search engines, antivirus services, etc. Other risks relating IP exposure may be based on traffic patterns, account credentials found in phishing, impersonation, ransomware, and APT campaigns. The takedown, information needed to take down a fraudulent domain. A simple whois request can take care of that. Conclusion. Automated handling of threat intelligence is emerging with threat investigation and response capabilities which surface in the Security and Compliance Center as a set of tools and response workflows. Looking for designing, implementing, maintaining, and improving cyber threat intelligence for your organization? Please schedule a 30-minute no-obligation call with experts at DigitoWork.